Yeah, it's open. Let's see if there is someone else there.
You have to show my picture or not?
No, no. The internet is not so good, so sometimes it stops. Then I have to see.
Yeah,
That's what I can do. Okay, so you're here. Can you rejoin?
Just join from the morning.
Outside, I don't really know what this is. It's not the ash. It's something else. Let it sit. Oh, yeah. Oh, that, yeah.
No, this is from nowhere. Come on.
Please close the door there. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We are talking about Adhyasa. Adhyasa, mistake, superimposition. And this is a costly mistake. Why is it a costly mistake? Because it is centered on the I. Two kinds were seen. I take myself, who is what? The infinite, to be finite. And I take the objects, the world of idam, to be what? Aham. Idam is mistaken for aham. And idam is seen, first of all, idam is seen as infinite. That is a problem. Idam is seen as infinite, and then aham is seen as finite. Completely opposite. Totally opposite. And so therefore, this is the mistake which is very costly, because it is a total recipe for disaster and sorrow. This is how sorrow ensues. The aham and idam are totally mixed up. The aham and idam can never be mixed up, but still the mix-up is not only possible but happens. Adi Shankara says. Why they cannot be mixed up? Because they are viruddha dharmaha. They have not only different characteristics but oppositional characteristics. Each one is completely opposed to the other. Like how? Tamah prakashavat. Like even light and darkness. Light and darkness cannot coexist in the same place. So therefore, in the same manner, you cannot have the aham and idam refer to the same thing at the same time. It's just not possible. It's only possible due to a terrible mix-up. And this mix-up is what necessitates negation. This is why it is called pratishedha prakarana. Pratishedha. Negation. Negation of what? Negation of two things which should not be mixed up, which are mixed up. They have to be separated so that sanity comes back. Otherwise one is insane. That's what happens. Sanity comes back only when the mix-up is resolved. And so the mix-up happens at once because of the aham and idam. The adhyasa is complete. So on a known I, there cannot be a mistake. On an unknown I also there cannot be a mistake. We see that in dogs and cats. So where is the mistake? On a partially known I. Like a partially seen rope. I know something is there, but I don't know it's a rope. This becomes ripe for a mistake. Similarly, the idea of this I, what is this I? This I which is free of all superimpositions, itself gets caught under the superimposition because I kind of know this I. Somewhat know this I, but I don't know this I fully. And I also cannot say, I don't know this I. If I ask you, are you here? You can answer yes. And if you really wanted to go rogue, you can answer no. But what you can't say is, I don't know. You can't say, I don't know if I'm here or not. That makes no sense at all. And therefore, this mix-up is costly because, and Adi Shankara gives other examples also before telling why it is costly. In his Adhyasa Bhashya, he gives other examples of how this superimposition is the most normal thing in the world. Most normal thing. Balaha tala malinadi. Tala malina means like they say, balaha means children or avivekinaha, people who don't have discrimination. What do? They look at the sky and say, oh, the space is polluted. Can the space be polluted? No, space is not polluted. What is polluted? My way of thinking is polluted. That is the problem. Space cannot be polluted. My way of thinking is what is polluted. That is what is polluted. That has to be corrected. Because how can space be polluted? Space is free of pollution. Akasha, akashe, in the akasha that is free of pollution, balaha, talamalinadi, Pashyanti. They see all kinds of things. They say, oh, there is smog in space. Smog is not in space. Where is the smog? In the atmosphere. And similarly we say, sun is covered. Sun is not covered. In fact, you can see the covering because of what? The sun. So this way, one is, Adi Shankara says, even though adhyasa seems impossible, one is used to, accustomed to being in adhyasa. When? All the time. One is accustomed to adhyasa. Sunset, adhyasa. Is there a sun that is setting? No. And last week there were all these lights and northern lights and this lights and all these things. That's also again an apparition. Some kind of an atmospheric, the result of solar flares, they said. The sun decided to give a show at night. So, like this, there are no exceptions because everybody leads their lives with some kind of adhyasa, sunrise adhyasa, and inside the water whatever I put gets bent, adhyasa. Sunset adhyasa, space pollution adhyasa. And then he says this is Pashwadi Avisheshat. This is a sutra in the Brahma Sutra, but then Adi Shankara quotes this sutra even in the introduction, and he says Pashwadi Avisheshat. Avisheshat means even the animals commit adhyasa. How? You go to a cow stable, right next door, Lakshmi Cow Sanctuary. Go to Lakshmi Cow Sanctuary, and then what will you see? The cows are there. Lots of cows, and they are used to people. So you say, you make some clucking noises, and you hold out some grass. They will all come towards you. They will push each other to come towards you. And and then that's scene number 1. Scene number 2, you climb in their pen and go like this, or have a big bamboo cane and make kind of beating motions. Do you think they are going to come towards you? This one is going to beat me. That's the superimposition. Maybe the person was just waving their hands to get their attention from some other danger, to drive them away from some other danger, but that's not what they are going to think. They are going to think, this fellow doesn't have any grass in the hand, is therefore coming to give me a sound caning. Why? And that is the first definition of abhyasa. Paratra purvadrishta avabhasaha. So what is this adhyasa? Paratra, elsewhere, purvadrishta, previously seen or experienced, avabhasaha, the feeling it's going to happen again. This is very important. Beautiful definition. So the cow has obviously experienced a beating in its life. Being a pashu, poor thing, it should have gotten a beating somewhere else. And then what does it do? So when you are, maybe you're just trying to adjust the cane, or you're doing some exercises with the cane like this or something, and it thinks, I'm going to be beaten. The question is, why does it think that it is going to be beaten? Why? It has been beaten before. This is the adhyasa. This is paratra, elsewhere, purvadrishta, previously seen, previously experienced, avabhasaha, the feeling that it is going to happen again. So if somebody has had a difficult childhood, then what will happen? Anybody they meet in adulthood will think, okay, this person may be just like that. This person may be just like that. So this is one example. So paratra purvadrishta avabhasaha. What is this, the cause for the avabhasaha? Memory. Smriti Rupa Avabhasaha. Paratra Purva Drishta Smriti Rupa Avabhasaha Adhyasaha. One definition he gives, very beautiful. And the other definition, this is more of an experiential definition to talk about the experiences that, to take into account the experiences we have. And then the other definition is a technical, crisp, clear Vedantic definition. What is that? Atasmin tad buddhi. Tasmin means in that. In what? In anything. In pot. Ghate pata buddhi. So if I don't know how I'll do this, but supposing if something was really wrong and I mistook this pot for a cloth, for a piece of cloth, can never happen, but we know. But usually when we take an example with ghata, we always put pata. Why? It rhymes, exactly, no other reason. It rhymes. So ghata pata. And then between ghata pata there is gadabad. That's all. That's how the word gadabad must have come. Ghata pata, we're saying it very quickly. Gadabad means mix up. Some kind of a mischief. So suppose I take this pot. In this pot, I have non-pot buddhi. Non-pot buddhi means what? Another buddhi, another thought. I cognize the pot. The cognition of the pot is not as pot. Then what will I have? Something else. Purva drishta avabhasaha plus atasmin tad buddhi. Ghate aghata buddhi. Atasmin, in not that. See, this is not what? Cloth. Cloth it is not. Crystal it is not. What is it? Pot. So in that which it is not, that buddhi. In the pot, crystal buddhi. So in means what? Here we can add in place of. In place of pot, cloth buddhi. In place of pot, crystal buddhi. In place of pot, if you have clay buddhi, that is jnanam. But that's not what we are talking about. We are talking of a mistake. And the mistake is that atasmin, in not that, tad buddhi. That buddhi. And this happens all the time. Mirage water, another example, rope snake, our stock example, Shuktika Rajat, because why always have scary example? Let's have some nice example. And here both the definitions can be explained. The first definition is what? Paratra purva drishta avabhasaha. So seen elsewhere, smriti rupa, in the form of memory, there is a experience. That previously experienced in the form of memory is there. Paratra purva drishta avabhasaha. And so here I have heard that the government is releasing what? Silver coin in memory of something. Maybe there is Memorial Day. Yes, to celebrate Memorial Day, the government is releasing $20, $50, $100 silver coins. OMG, this must be so nice and shiny. I just read the paper and then I have this idea. And I'm minding my own business, taking a walk on the beach. And then, what do I see? Beach mein, in the middle. What do I see? I see that same shining silver coin about which I read. And I go running towards the silver coin, silver within quotes. And then what do I find? A worthless seashell. Mother of pearl, pearl mother. Pearl has got a lot of worth, but the mother is not worthwhile. The mother of the pearl brings no money. Even though the pearl is very costly. I have not understood that, but anyhow, that's how the world is. I run to it and it say, useless, worthless mother of pearl. Here what happened? Paratra purva drishta. I had seen on TV or in the news or on the internet, in the paper, wherever I get the news, I had heard, I had seen these coins. Paratra, elsewhere. Drishta avabhasaha. Smriti rupa. So now I carried the memory of those coins in my head. Why did I carry them? Raga. I want them. Otherwise there is no need to carry them. So you see so many things. Do you carry them? No. Only things that are carried is the snake we saw in the weekend, because that's an object of fear. And then these kinds of things, these desirable or highly undesirable things are carried in the form of memory. Nothing else is carried in the form of memory. If you are neutral towards it, you will never carry it. So many things you see. Who remembers? Nobody even remembers. A wayside rock, you don't remember unless you develop an attachment for it. Oh rock, you and I kind of look alike, and I see my face in you and I am like you. People tend to ignore me also. I too am not memorable. Then you'll remember the rock. Otherwise you won't remember the rock. So many things you see you don't remember. And in fact, when they test the memory for any kind of cognitive decline and all these things, they will tell a story. And then they will ask questions. How many spoons of sugar did the protagonist put in her coffee? Oh, she had coffee? You say. Why? The memory is offy. Okay, that's why. And so therefore, this is the first adhyasa definition also you get in this same mother of pearl. And in the mother of the pearl also, atasmin means in not silver. Is the mother of pearl silver? No. So that is not silver. In the not silver, what am I having? Silver buddhi. Silver buddhi I am having where? In the non-silver. In the ghata buddhi. If I see ghata everywhere, ghata, even in the cloth I see ghata, then what happens? First take me to the hospital and then tell me I am having adhyasa. This is what we have to do. So in the ghata I am having some other buddhi, not ghata buddhi. So both these examples fulfill both the definitions of adhyasa. And he says the I and the it are two different things, not at all possible to conflate. Yet, aham idam, mama idam iti, naisargiko ayam lokavyavaharaha. Lokavyavaharaha means the daily interactions. Naisargikaha ayam adhyasaha. This adhyasa seems to be here to stay. Until and unless I get the self-knowledge. It seems to be here to say, it seems to be natural. First I, then my house. A house that I want. Then I buy the house. Actually, I don't buy it. The bank buys it. And then, but I pretend it's mine. So first, house, then me likes this house, and then after that what? I buy the house, bank buy the house, but I pretend it's my house. So I and subject, object, house. And then what? Then I like this house. This now is my house. And then what? I house. I house. Oh, but that sounds funny. Why should it sound funny? You have iPhone. You have iPad. You have iMac. Why should this sound funny? Huh? this need not sound funny at all. And so, therefore, this is the teaching here is that this mistake, this two-pronged mistake of adhyasa rules our lives. Therefore what? The Vedanta Shastra's technology or technique of strategic negation. The negation becomes an important philosophy because without negation, the adhyasa will continue. Adhyasa means mistake. Mistake means mix up. Because the I and the not I are mixed up. And mistake means mix up. Mix up means what? Mix up means it's gone, finished. I take myself to be very, very sorry. I am a samsari. That's what I am. I am a samsari. Oh, I want to study Vedanta, but when will these duties be over? They won't be over, okay? Yeah. You have to say they are over. No. When will these duties be over? What will I do? So, therefore, the second chapter is begun. And I have given you the whole synopsis of the Adhyasa Bhashya, most parts of it, so that we can enjoy the second chapter. Let us chant and look at the first verse. Pratishedhum shakyatvat neti neti iti sheshitam neti neti iti sheshitam idannahamidam naham ityadha pratipadyate. It should be iti, okay? Ityadhya pratipadyate pratishedhuma shakyatvat neti neti iti sheshitam idannahamidam naham ityadhya pratipadyate. Pratishedhum. Pratishedhum means to negate. It's a gerund. To negate. Ashakyatvat. Because of the impossibility to negate. Because of the impossibility that is involved in its negation. So therefore, what is impossible to negate? Pot. Yes? No? Okay. Another pot. What is impossible to negate? Atma. I. Impossible to negate. Pratishedhum ashakyatvat. Because it is impossible to negate, how? Neti neti iti. So therefore, how do I know it? I know it as that reality, as that sentient consciousness which is involved in the negation of everything, but itself impossible to negate. Itself not possible to negate, but it is involved in the negation of all things. Neti neti iti sheshitaha. Sheshitaha means that which is, we already saw this. Atma is what? Leftover. Atma is a leftover. After saying what? Not this, not this, not this. Is the Atma blue? Not this. It's not blue. Is it red? It's not red. Is it green? It's not green. And then we say, avarnam, no colors, finished. Oh, which gotra does the Atma belong to? Kashyapa gotra, Bharadvaja gotra, this gotra, that gotra. Jamadagni gotra. Jamadagni was a rishi who was little bit, what is that called? Angry. So they say that people who get angry may be the descendants of Jamadagni. So we have to propitiate that rishi. Okay, yeah, get the blessings. And so this is something which is very lovely to see. I am not this, not this, not this. So what all you can negate we'll see, but let us just look at the idea that is mentioned here. Pratishedhum ashakyatvat neti neti iti. Neti neti iti means by the words na iti, by the, not just the words, the pedagogical device. Neti neti is just not words, not this, we can translate, but actually it's a pedagogical device in Vedanta Shastra. So this pedagogical device called negation, not this, the delineation of everything as not this, and the ashakya, and what is left over is the I. The I is that which cannot ever be negated. The non-negatable I, which cognizes everything, because of which everything is present, because of which everything is there, that is the one here. That's the only thing that cannot be negated. That which is involved in the negation of everything else itself cannot be negated. That is the aham. Neti neti iti ashakyatvat. Ashakya means not possible, impossible. Because of the impossibility to negate this, and then through this methodology, atma iti, atma, what happens to the atma? Iti adha. Adha means clearly. Like a clear lake. Clearly, pratipadyate is discovered, is seen, is known. The Atma is known very, very clearly, as though you are looking at a bottomless lake. How do we know the Atma? Na iti, na iti, na iti. This is not just we don't just translate it as not this, not this, not this. What do? We see it as a pedagogical device, a device of negation. And so he is even nice enough to tell how to do this negation. How to do the negation is given in the first portion of the second line. What's the second line? Idam na aham. The idam is not aham. Anything that I refer to as idam is not aham. Not only is it not aham, look at the list of the similarities, the dissimilarities we made. Not only is the idam not aham, the idam cannot affect aham. Why? Inertatvat. Yeah, because it is inert. Because it is inert. Jadatvat. Because it is inert, the idam cannot. Idam is, what is inert? Idam or aham? Quick. Idam. Okay. If you didn't answer, the answer, I would have known what the answer is. Okay. That which doesn't answer is inert. All right. Even that joke I had to explain. So, he is kind enough to tell us how to do this negation. Idam na aham. Na aham idam. Idam na aham. Idam na aham. I am not this, I am not this, I am not this, I am not this. Idam na aham, idam na aham, idam na aham. Because anything that is idam is what? Dead, not alive, inert, incapable of troubling me. No, a live person is troubling me, not a dead person. I don't have problem with dead things and inert things. I have had no problems with anything that is not alive. I get along very well with rocks. That's why I have a lovely rock collection. I have many pet rocks. I have no problem with rocks. Then what is your problem with? With living beings. So you see, idam is not a problem. Idam you say jada, jada, jada. These people are not jada. They have the capacity to destroy me. They have the capacity to hurt me. They have the capacity to, at the very least, even if they don't destroy, what do? They annoy. They have the capacity to annoy me. They have the capacity to give me pain. What will you say to that? This is a Purva Pakshi, a modern Purva Pakshi who just was born. Happy birthday to him. Okay? So what can we tell him? How can we refute this? How can we answer the person who says, I have no problem with idam. Idam is table. What can the table do to me? I know that. I have no problem with the mic. I have no problem with the glasses, with this part, with that part, with everything. I have a problem with you. Okay? So, what do we do now? You are not insentient. You are not inanimate. You are alive. Do you have a problem with the Atma? No. Because the other person's Atma is non-separate from that you call Atma. The I in you is the I in he, she, it, everything. There's only one I. So what is it that you have a problem with? Oh, I can't handle how they behave. You have a problem with their behavior. Is the behavior idam or aham? Idam. No, I don't like the way they talk. Okay, you have the problem with their speech. Speech is idam or aham? Idam. I don't like how they think. Thought is idam or aham? Idam. Idam means this, aham means I. Yeah. Just to make sure, okay? Yeah. I don't like they look at me strangely. Is the look aham or idam? Idam. Everything is idam. So, really speaking, there cannot be a problem with anybody else. The people who don't attend Vedanta classes think, how on earth can people get along with others? This is an impossibility. People who attend Vedanta classes think, how come people can have these long-standing fights? Your grandfather did not talk to my grandfather. Your great-grandmother did not talk to my great-grandmother, and therefore what? I will not talk to you. And then you ask them, what was this feud about? They won't remember even. Because it started in the medieval ages. And so this idam aham confusion is the cause of samsara. So the first thing that one has to do is remove this mix-up. Even like a mantra, it can be an open eye meditation. You can start with the eyes closed. You can just visualize people, just the world at large. Idam, 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 idam. You visualize the world at large. And idam in the form of a waterfall that you just see, imagine. Does that give you a problem? Not at all. Idam in the form of a wonderful meadow filled with wild flowers. Does that give a problem? No. Idam in the form of a river. Does that give a problem? No. Then we ask you in the meditation to visualize somebody close to you. Father. There is a difference between the river and the father. Because the river is purely in the realm of idam. What has happened to the father? Has come into the realm of aham, has sneaked its way into the idam, has sneaked into aham. Father is idam. And then belongs to the realm of objects, not the subject. But if I have a problem, then the Father has been internalized as I, as an extension of I. In English, I love this expression. They say, this person is getting under my skin. As though they have entered me. They have kind of removed this barrier and they have entered me even without permission. They have, and they are under my skin, from where they have made their way to my head, and they are swinging from nerve to nerve like Tarzan. This is the feeling. That's because the idam, father, idam, fact. Everybody has father, had father, fact. The idam, what is the problem? It has become aham. How did the father become aham? In the form of unrequited expectations. He should have been like this. Why was he not like this? And then, why was he like this? His omissions and commissions become aham, an extension of aham. So then, what happens is everybody has two sets of fathers. One external, whether the person is alive or not doesn't matter. This is how he was, this is how he is, external. And the one which is internalized. The external father cannot do anything. The internalized father is the problem. The internalized father creates havoc. Creates havoc in the sense of not having, in the sense of hanging on like leftover, unrequited, unfulfilled and unfulfillable wishes. If you wanted a candy at age 2 and father did not give candy, still you are carrying that memory of father not giving candy. When? 22, 32, 42, 52, 62, 72, 82, 92, 102. If your friends and your family, other families, friends, whatever, got together and got you 1,002 candies, you still want that candy which you could not get at what? 2. This is called a frozen need. A need that can never be thawed out. It is a need of the past. It is not belonging to the present. Paratra, Purva Rupa, Drishta, Avabhasaha, Smriti Rupa, carried in the memory. Even though I may not remember what that candy looked like, but that memory of not having it is there. Even sometimes wrongly internalized. This is the father who has got under the skin. Same thing. When I visualize the meadow and when I visualize the mother, two different stories. With regard to the meadow, I can be objective, I can be free, I can enjoy it for what it is. I don't tell the wild flower, hey, you should all be growing in a row. Hello, that's why they are called wildflower. They grow wherever they want. So I can't tell the flower, you should be growing very like this. I don't tell the flower, I enjoy its wilderness. I enjoy the wilderness. Even there is a pattern. There is Bhagavan's hand in that flowers, in those flowers. I enjoy it. I am objective. Supposing the mother was like a wildflower, yeah. Beautiful in her own way, but wild. Okay, that will not do. that will not do at all. Why? Because that is how it is internalized. I need to be taken care of in a particular way. I wasn't taken care of in a particular way. That becomes the way of internalizing this mother. And because of that, the internalized mother, there is sorrow. She should have been different. No matter how the father is, how the mother is, there is some pain there. Always there is. This shows that one cannot get away from the unconscious mind. It will be there. We just pray that If it is a heavy unconscious, let me learn to relieve myself of this baggage, put it at the altar that is Ishvara. That is what I pray for, nothing else. But some issues will be there. Otherwise, why would one be born? Without issues, one would be floating around as a, Yaksha, Kinnara, Gandharva, something. To have this human body, that means there will be a mix-up, a mixture of Papa and Punya. Everybody's surname should be Mishra. Yes. That's what it means. Little bit of Punya, little bit of Papa. Little bit of Papa, little bit of Punya. That is what is Mishra. Punya comes, yay! And then... So, that objectivity is gone. Mother is firmly sitting under the skin. Father is sitting on the head. And no matter what kind of a mother one has, people tell, this was not the right kind of mother. Why? What was she like? Well, she should have been called smother. You should have put an S in front of the mother. Because she was a helicopter parent. There is such a word. Yeah. Meaning, always noisily circling around the offspring. Around the child. How old is the child? 62. Don't know when to stop parenting. Apparently, okay. And then, no, she was not mother. She should have been called smother. One person will say that. And the other person will say, what mother? I don't even know where she was. Take away the M. She was other. I don't even know who she was. Either way, one is not happy. What about father? Oh, he was farther and farther and farther away from me. So, like this, there are issues. And those are universal. And those issues are what? The sum total of those issues is what is called samsara. Some sorrow or the other from the subjective internalization of the primary caregivers, not caregivers. This is what has to be corrected. This is exactly the unfoldment of aham idam iti vritti. Aham idam iti buddhi, this is the result of that. As a result, what happens? Vedanta Shastra does not come because of this mix-up is continued life after life after life. And that mix-up has to be dropped simply by this understanding. Let the father be in his place. Let the mother be in her place. Let me be in my place. Let me have the ability to give the father, the mother, the freedom to be who they are, who they were in my perception. And the words in my perception are very important because my perception can be wrong. It can be right. Doesn't matter. The more I am able to give this freedom, I am freed of the hold, of their hold. I am freed of the hold that they should change, they should be different. I am freed of the hold of that desire. And it is the gateway to moksha, liberation. This aham and idam, the two must be all the time kept separate. Any kind of a mingling, a co-mingling, causes immediate sorrow. Confusion first, followed by sorrow. So, idam aham, naham, idam naham. And there is a vipsa. Vipsa means repetition in the second line to show that it's not a one-time deal. If I just say, okay, I am not this, I am I, this is this. One time is it enough? No. Why? Because the mix-up started 10 lifetimes ago. So the orientation to this mix-up is so deep, so rampant, so deep that it has to be rectified. This is a kind of a nididhyasana, not just on one level it's a Vedantic pedagogy, on the other level, put differently, like I won't say nahamidam. To convert it into nididhyasana, I will say asangoham, asangaham. Asanga means uninvolved I am with everything that I can objectify. Anything that I can objectify, I am uninvolved with that. And so, this is the jnanam. And the resolution of adhyasa is moksha. Adi Shankara says that as much in his adhyasa bhasha. I am calling it adhyasa. Panditaha avidya iti manyante. The scholars, what do they say? They say it is avidya. Very brilliant. This avidya and this adhyasa are what? One and the same. Avidya and adhyasa are one and the same. And so the resolution of adhyasa is the resolution of what? Avidya. Both are one and the same. We'll chant the next verse, but we'll see that tomorrow. We have a little announcement right now. Some announcements, and then there is puja also. Aham dhiridamatmotha vacharambhana gochara nishidhatmodbhavat sana Nishid, am I not, what is that? Nishid, Twat, okay. Nishidhatmodbhavat sa na punarmanatam vrajet aham dhiridamatmotha Vacharambhana gochara nishidhatmodbhavatvatsa na punarmanatam vrajet. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadagya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Please come. Announcement from Indira Akelaji, and she will have a few words. You need a mic, Amma? Yeah? Okay. Om. You want to sit?
No.
Yeah.
My pranams to Swamini Amma, who is the Atmagnani herself, and learning from her is a blessing. And we all take an indirect listening, maybe in our free times, but we don't miss her classes anytime. I'm so thankful, Amma, for gracing us this ashram time to time and disseminating this knowledge to us. And very, very thankful to you and to you all who have come to attend this course. And I have been seeing most part of the year, camp to camp, and it gives me immense pleasure. And I request you all to go through the other camps also, and whenever you can come, please grace us and attend the camps and take benefit from, because you all know that there is no other place in the whole of this world where from January to December 31st, Vedanta flows. And this is the only place, like even in Rishikesh, I've been studying in Rishikesh, Anekati Ashram, Nagpur Ashram, I've been everywhere. But like this, without a gap, there is never a flow. It is like a river. So I request you all to take advantage of it. As usual, I have come with my patron membership details. You all must be already familiar with what I say, but still I want to again brush you up with the information about the patron membership, which I time to time tell you. So this is, you all know that if you donate $500 per day, it is called gift for a day. And this gift for a day actually caters to the Abhishekam starting from morning 5:30 Abhishekam till night, whatever we do. Maybe the Annadanam, lunch, dinner, break, whatever, we use that money on your name for that day. If you take 4 such gift for a days, then it will become patron membership. We call a patron one who patrons us 4 dates, whatever their dates are, birthdays, wedding anniversaries, whatever, when they want to celebrate with us, we consider them as 4, and if 4 gift for a days, we consider them as patrons. And for patrons, we have some benefits. We have been thinking about patrons who are walking with us for a long, long time. From the time of Pujya Swamiji, and who still continue to support us, to contribute to this ashram, we are very grateful to you all. And the patron members have many benefits of late, which I want to bring to your notice. See, a patron can avail a 3 to 4, whatever weekend camps are there. You can avail in the entire year 1 camp as free. Free of registration charge and free of lodging and boarding. You will have a 1 free camp. And then you will also have, if you are a new patron member who joined this year, then you will have 1 week long of, because previously we used to give to patron members books. This we have actually discontinued, and we want to give in its place a 1 full week free camp for them once. That is the first year. From the next year onwards, they will also come for any weekend camp. We have 2 patron camps. One by the Swami Viditatmananda ji, and one by Swami Svatmavidyananda Swamiji. So if you are fortunate to get a chance there, because of late many patron members say that they don't get chance to attend any one of these patron membership camps because the accommodation is limited, and we whatever we can accommodate, we accommodate, but there will be many more who want to use them. So we actually opened up this free camp of 3 to 4 days, a weekend camp, year-long, whenever you have time. Whenever you are in this part of the country, you can avail 1 free camp from us, any weekend camp for that year. So these are the patron membership features, and we also want you to avail, depending on the availability of priests, you can have 1 homa done with pre-arrangement with the priest here in the Homa building without payment to us, any donation for doing Homa. So these are the patron membership things, and you all know this is tax exempt. That is there all the time, but now I am saying it again. So we request you all, you might have seen the Kumbhabhishekam. It is all run thanks to you all for the great contributions, invaluable contributions, unasked. How many people come forward and give? So we can do. And you can see the way the people, the type of Brahmins who have come, and the type of knowledge they have in Vedas. So this is such a place where blessings of Dakshinamurti, we all have everything that is connected with Veda and Vedanta, like Jyotisha camps are there, Ayurveda camps are there, all Vedanga also flows here. So we request you to think, contribute, and take advantage of all the things that is offered by this campus. Thank you so much, and I thank Amma to her lotus feet. Thank you so much for your service and for your contribution to this ashram. Yes, sir. Sure. I'll come. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.